squint your eyes and be like, well, no, he gonna change. No, I really don't like how loud he chew, but he gonna change. I really don't like. No, you doing too much. You're doing too much. Stay single. Anyway. I'm going to bring my guest on. My guest tonight, Jared James, was born in Brooklyn, now living in Atlanta. He is the youngest of 3 children and grew up with a love for the streets. Jared's best qualities are his leadership skills as well as his ability to sell anything. As a teenager, he sold items from door to door and store to store. Eventually, his ambition led him into the music industry. After many years of being a successful party promoter, he decided to move down south. Slowly working his way down the coast, he finally settled in Georgia, founded James and James LLC in 2014 with his wife. Jared, how you doing tonight?
All right, how you doing? What's going on with you, Miss Paulette?
I'm doing really, really great. Is something wrong with our connection, or is that just how raspy your voice is?
Nah, that's how I sound, baby.
That's how you sound?
That's right.
Okay. All right. Well, that's how you sound. Well, tell us a little bit about you that's not in the bio.
I don't know. It's all there. It's all in the bio.
It's all in the bio?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a photographer, author. I don't know, all around, pretty much just a all-around businessman.
All-around businessman. And you and your wife founded this company together?
I founded the company. She's the CEO.
Oh, okay. You founded it. She's the CEO. And so how is it working with your wife?
It's the best thing in the world. It's spending quality time together and making money together at the same time.
Wow, that's really, really good. So you guys got something going on coming up, and it's a singles mixer. And, you know, I was just talking about my singleness and how my mom has been trying to marry me off now for years. So this single mixer, what brought this on?
Just a big, it's a lot of singles in Atlanta. It's a gap. It's 80% of the women in the city are single. It has a lot to do with a lot of factors with dudes, but other than that, I mean, there's still a lot of dudes out here that's looking for women, and we just decided to bring them all together in one place. I mean, the mission of my company is to rebuild Black Wall Street, starting with the family. I feel like that's a big problem that's in our community, and it dates back to slavery times, really, when the Black family was separated. And I just feel like I'm doing my part with the people to help restore that.
Well, yeah, that I'm sorry, that really is true. And I was just telling someone the other day that we really have to figure out what it is that we need to do to bring the black family the back together. I don't know what breached the gap. I don't know what happened, but something happened, and our family unit is not as strong as it used to be.
Slavery happened. You want to really get into it, I could give you the history of really what happened, but I mean, I don't think your platform is ready for that.
Well, my platform might be ready for it. I just don't think this is the show for it, but my platform might be ready. I have some pretty integrated listeners, so they might be ready for anything. I just don't think that tonight's the show for it. But what I mean is that when I can remember growing up in the 80s when there was a father in the home. There was a father in the home. There was a mom that was there, and I would go to my friend's house and play, and it was a mom and a dad, and it was, what's your dad doing? What is this? And, you know, so I don't remember the whole singleness thing, like single mom, single dad, and no one's getting married and marriage is breaking up. I just don't remember that when I was growing up. So I just don't know what happened, but I know that we need more things like what you guys are doing so we can figure out what the question is that your mixer is, why am I single?
Hey, Paula, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm fine. Nice to talk to you again.
I see I got a 2-for-1 tonight, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. But what I was going to add is that also how you saying that what was going on in the 80s is not really going on now, but in the 80s, we didn't have social media.
Yeah, that's
true. You see what I'm saying? So we feel like even with our book, Young Black and Married, How to Snuggle Through the Struggle, we feel like that's the reason why we wrote the book, is because, like, it's certain issues that exist now that didn't exist, 50 years ago, things like that. So the younger people that's getting married and the newer relationships, they're under different types of pressure and strain because of the era that we're in right now. So with Why Am I Single, which that was the whole reason why we did it, because we want everybody to be happily married or in a long-term relationship or however you call it or whatever. So we decided to put together this panel discussion and singles mixer, and it'll feature basically, you know, every element of a single's life. Like, we have motivational speakers, we have matchmakers, we have people speaking from their personal and professional experiences and opinions. So we kind of just wanted to put it together to where you could kind of maybe find out a reason why you're single. It might be baggage, it might be fear of commitment. It could be a lot of things. So we just wanted to present a platform where, you know, we can kind of go over all the topics for discussion.
Well, that's good. Do you have, will you have like different levels? For me, I think there are different levels of singleness. Like, there are some people that are single and don't ever want to be married. There are some people that are single that have been married and don't ever want to be married again. So it's like, for me, it's so many different layers to people being single. It's not just a single woman that's never been married. So sometimes when a single woman meets a single man, his story might be so different from hers. They're single, but they're different kind of singles. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, what you're saying. I don't know.
I feel like, well, it's just like, you know, you might have been married 3 times before, and now you're single versus when you meet that guy, he's never been married. So I understand what you're saying as far as it's different dynamics of being single, but it's all still, you know, basically the same thing. Like, everybody wants, that's just in our nature to have companionship. So that's all, you know, women say, oh, you know, I don't need no man, I don't want no man. Yes, you do need a man. You do want a man. Like, please stop it.
Yeah, that's true, you know, and I say that, you know, and it's funny you say that, and we're saying it in jest, and we're using it for a form of a joke. But I tell women all the time that you got to be careful what you put out of your mouth and what you put into the atmosphere. Because when you say, I don't want a man, I don't need a man, then, okay, so you've put that in the atmosphere. So God's not going to send you what you say you don't want and you don't need. You say, I don't want one, I don't need one. So don't say that out of frustration. Now, don't get so frustrated that you say you don't need something that you really need, or you don't want something that you really want. Don't let frustration make you speak something over your life, and then you wonder 10, 15 years later, why don't I have nobody? Well, you said you didn't want nobody. That's like if you're eating something, right? And someone's like, you ask them, would you like some? And they're like, nah, I'm good. And the whole while they really want some, and they wait till it's all done. Like, don't do that. So I tell them, don't say that. Don't ever say that. So that's good that you guys are going to have the different dynamics there. And that, so you say you're going to have a matchmaker there also.
Correct.
She owns Middle Class Matchmakers, which is basically like for the urban community to kind of find love. It's you know, different demographics from 18 all the way up to 50, and she kind of just gives you those tools and steps to, you know, try to find your perfect match.
Well, that's good too. You know, I was at something like that a couple weeks ago. My friend, she happens to be listening to the show tonight, Gerline, had something like that at her church, and we had like a panel, and we were all talking about different things, and something came up, and someone said that, you know, about dating sites like Christian Mingle, Black Planet, all of this stuff. What do you all as a couple feel about dating sites? Like, are dating sites a good way for singles to really meet authentic people?
I'm gonna have to say no on that.
You say okay. You say no. Why do you say no, Jared?
Because what's so authentic about me and somebody online?
Well, I mean, some. I don't think that all the profiles are bogus. I think it's quite a few of them.
It's not about the profile. It's about the voice. It's about the way the person look. Like, I really.
Or they smell. Yeah.
Like, it's about how they bob. Like, you know.
You can't get that aura. Yeah. Yeah.
Because then you're going to type all day, you meet a person, and it ain't the same vibe. Like, I ain't no front. I'm from this internet era, and I'm an internet guy. I'm online all day. And even from now to when I was a kid. And I've done the chat room thing. I ain't scared to say that. Hell, I'm still in chat rooms. I just say flirting with females now. But when I was in the chat rooms and we was meeting girls and stuff like that, it would be like when you meet the girl, it ain't the same kind of vibe. It ain't no vibe. Because you don't really know that girl. You don't know that person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you're on the screen, what you typing, what you texting.
Well, yeah. So I mean, that's my take on it as well. But you know, someone had a different view on it. But I used to years ago, many years ago, maybe 10, longer than 10, about 15 years ago or so. I remember that I used to be on chat lines as well. But I just did it because I was bored. I never really wanted to meet anyone. I just wanted to talk to somebody. Like, I don't think I ever went and met anyone. Like, I would never tell them my real name. So that's why I know, because I know when I was doing it, I wasn't honest. So how many people that are doing it in these different venues that are really not honest? Because I wasn't honest. Nobody knew my name. And I'm not meeting you anywhere because I just want somebody to talk to.
So Ms. Poulet, you was on there looking for what?
I was really just talking. I really wasn't looking for anything, because if I was really looking for relationship or companionship, I probably would have went and met some of the guys, but I really wasn't. I would just talk. I would not meet anyone. It was just, I was bored and I didn't have anything to do, and I didn't want to talk to any of the people that I knew. And the real reason is that I created an online persona. It wasn't even really who I was. So I could hide behind this phone and be someone that I wasn't, and have people interested in someone that I really wasn't, because the people that knew me knew that that's not who I was. So it gave me somewhere to be somebody else.
Yeah, I can understand that, but that's why the whole online dating thing is such a risk, it's such a gamble. Just like, even though that you was only doing it because you was bored, you know. Yeah, it's like some people.
Like people like the crazies come up.
No, but she's saying she didn't go and meet them. She's just saying as far as just talking to them. That's true. No, what I'm saying is it going as far as talking. That's it.
Yeah,
like,
it's the internet. You can find people out.
I mean, it could turn into a crazy stalking situation, but she didn't use her real name. She didn't use any real details, but that's why I was saying why online dating isn't really authentic. Because you can fake your whole life on. I mean, people do it all the time on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Everybody balling on social media. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody good. Everybody living a good life. So I just think that with Why Am I Single, it's a good time to bring single people who really want a relationship, because you wouldn't be there if you didn't. Mm-hmm. And, you know, put them in the same room together. So now that you got these tips and these tools after the discussion, now the time is to mix and mingle. You know, you never knew. You might find your match. You might find somebody that you're interested in. You never know what you're going to look for. I mean, what you're going to find.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I tell people that these types of things are not, you know, I think that they're needed in certain venues, certain areas. They're really needed, because a lot of people aren't club people, and I don't personally believe that the club is somewhere to meet a mate. But I know people do it all the time. But you know, and one of the young ladies said the reason why she did the online dating was because she was so busy. She was working, she was in school, she really didn't have time to socialize. So it gave her a way to socialize with people and go on and read the messages, see the profiles, whatever. And if it was someone she was interested in, she'd go meet them out in a public place or whatever.
You know what? How you really meet somebody, the person that's for you, is when you're living your life, you're going about your daily routine, and you bump into that guy that held the door for you when you was walking into the gas station to buy your gas. That's the one for you.
Yeah.
It's divine. It's divine. It's not nothing you can't go and look for love.
And it's only going to come to you when you're ready. You're only going to find that person when you're ready. Because that's what our situation was. I had just got out of a bad relationship, and then I was like, you know what? And he had just got out of a bad relationship, and we were both at a point in our lives where, okay, let's just focus on, let me finish school. Let me, you know what I'm saying?
I was focusing on me.
Yeah, we were, you know, let's get money and this, that, and the third, and then, you know, while we're not looking for love, we bump into each other and fall in love. So it's people don't think it happens like that, but it really do, and I tell females that all the time, like, you want to be and you want a man, but are you ready for that? Do you have how to keep how to that? Are you really prepared? And
I'm sorry, your phone is breaking up. Hello?
Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just basically going on a rant about we just gotta have. You can't look for it. You need to get yourself together, and while you're getting yourself together, that person is gonna see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing you can force.
Well, yes, I totally 100% agree with what Jared said. It's divine. It really, really is. And I think that too many people put too much pressure on themselves to be in the right place at the right time to meet the right person. I just don't believe in that. I believe, just like he said, it's divine. When you're supposed to meet that person, you're going to meet that person. I don't care if it's the guy that's dropping off the UPS package, or someone's lost and they come into your office and ask for direction to go search. And it's just like that. When God is ready for something to happen in your life, it's going to happen just like that. So just saying that I got to be in the right place, and I have to go here and I have to do this, and I don't believe in that at all. I believe what you do is you're forcing something, and you're going to get something that's forced.
And what I was gonna say too is, even with the young lady who's going online dating because she's too busy, it's like, if you're too busy to date, how you gonna maintain a relationship? That just don't make sense, at all. And that's why it doesn't work out. It's so many reasons, and that's exactly why we put this panel discussion together.
People don't be local. It just don't work out.
Or be selfless, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they trying to get money out of you.
Yeah, they in it for their own selfish reason. They got ulterior motives. So it's just like, it's just not the time and the place for you. It's just not the time and the place.
Yeah, that was definitely, that's good you said that, because that's what I wanted to say to her, and I didn't get a chance because, of course, it was a panel, so many people were speaking. But I wanted to say that to her. If you're busy with your life, which is what it sounds like, you're in school, you're a full-time student, and you're working, then give that all of your energy for now. That's where all your energy should be, and you should not even be concentrated or focused on a relationship. You got too much stuff for you to do, because what happens is you may now put yourself in a position to meet someone, and you may meet someone that you're so smitten with that you forget that you got goals. And now all of a sudden it's like, well, you know what? I'm not going to take any classes this semester. So it's like you got to be focused on what you got to be focused on, and let whatever's going to happen. Because I say that I'm so happy and glad that I didn't get married early in my life, because there's so many things that I did that I've accomplished that I know who I am when I'm in a relationship. When I'm in a relationship, I am in a relationship. I'm going to do what it takes to make it work. That's why I don't go backwards. When I break up with somebody, when the relationship doesn't work, I don't go back. I've not gone back to anyone, because I give it everything that I have. If I go back, I don't have anything else to give it. So I'm glad that now that I'm in a place to where I'm in a good place in my career. I'm in a good place mentally, emotionally. My kids are older. Now I feel like if that person were to come along, I believe I can give them more of me, because I didn't have anything to give anybody.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that's the other thing that I think single people really need to understand, that if you're busy doing what you're supposed to be doing, focus on that, because as a person, you can't do all of those things. Something's going to go lacking. So, and then let's say you stop going to school because you're so in love with him, and now the relationship doesn't work out, and you don't have your degree, and now you got to go right back and start over where you left off. And it's just like, just do what you got to do, and when it's time, and everything will work itself out. So this mixer, where is it going to be?
At the Legendary Legacy Theater in Decatur, Georgia, on Panola Road.
Yeah. We picked a setting of a theater. It's kind of like has a stage and it has seating, because we really wanted people to understand that this is just not your average. It's nothing. It's no funny game. Like, it's a serious thing, and it's people that's seriously interested in being in a relationship. And just to touch back on what you were saying earlier, it's like, you do have to have yourself together, because that's just like, let's use Jay-Z and Beyonce for example. Jay-Z was Jay-Z before Beyonce. Beyonce was Beyonce before Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. But now, when they come together and they collide, they're this force. You know what I'm saying? They have strength, they have stability, they have a family, then they're growing together. But it's like you have to be at a certain point in your life where, you can actually build with somebody. Because it's not about being together, it's about growing and building together. So this is why we put the singles mixer together in a panel discussion, because we wanted to give everybody a chance, you know what I'm saying, to really find out the reasons why they might be single, and some people might have a breakthrough and they might find their match. But that's why we pick, like, you know, a serious setup, and then, of course, after the panel discussion, like we said, they can mix and mingle with one another. We'll also have vendors there as well so they can shop around. So it's going to be pretty interesting, and I think it's something that's really needed, you know, especially in the Atlanta area where the ratio of single men and single women is so disproportionate. And then on top of single, it's funny that we hear a lot of black men out here say it's hard to find a good black woman.
I'll be honest with you, it's mostly men that bought tickets so far.
Yeah.
Really? Really?
Yeah. Our first ticket that sold was yeah.
Wow.
That's how true that statement is. That we're actually seeing it.
Yeah.
Actually, several dudes. Yeah.
Yeah. There's several men that bought tickets so far.
So that says a lot. It just blew your mind, right?
It really did. Like, I'm sitting here like, whoa, really? I would have thought it would have just been women in the droves. Like, it's going to be like, okay, let me buy my ticket. But that's really good, because it's good to hear that men are getting back to the place to where they want to be in a relationship. They want to be committed, because of course the ratio is definitely higher of women than it is men. So to hear that guys are really like, you know what, I'm serious. I want to meet someone. If there's a connection, then that's really good. I'm really, really happy about that.
Yeah, so that was the whole point of us putting it together. But if you are in the Atlanta area, you can, or you'll be visiting the Atlanta area around September, which the event will be September 17th. Then you can just go to whyamIsingle2016.eventbrite.com. Right now, the early bird tickets are $8.
And ticket sales go up on August 15th. We're not sure about the ticket prices, so make sure you purchase those $8 tickets today.
Yeah, they definitely got to go up, because this sounds like it's going to be something to really, really, be at. So yeah, y'all got to go up on that ticket before whenever that deadline is.
August 15th, and all the information, and like we said, is available on whyamisingle2016.eventbrite.com.
Yeah.
Or you can just follow us on the gram, and we are the Jameses. Click the link in our bio.
On social media platforms.
Yeah.
We are the Jameses.
Are you guys going to be on the panel as well, or do you guys just have panelists coming?
We're just hosting.
We're just hosting for right now, but if you are in a relationship, stay tuned, because we do have something coming for couples where you don't even have to leave your house.
Oh, okay, that's really good. That's really good, because we had when we did the panel, we had a married couple there as well, and it was interesting as well as encouraging to hear their story of how they met, and how he said when he kissed her, he knew she was the one, and just things like that. Like I liked hearing all the stuff the single people had to say, but we all still single. Like, I want to hear, okay, so how did you know she was the one? Like, what did she do, and what did she do that the other women weren't doing, because you knew other women, and what made you want to commit to her? Why did you choose her? Because ultimately it's the man that chooses. So so that was really encouraging to hear their story as well, because he said it was the kiss, and after the kiss, he knew she was the one, and they've been married now 10 years.
So I wanted to cherish. Yeah, you already knew what's coming. Okay.
What a woman would do, what a woman needs to do is listen and respect the man. And in return, the man will listen and respect you.
Oh, so that's how you know I was born, because I listen and respect you.
Yeah.
Oh.
And in return, I listen and respect you.
Are y'all having a moment right now, or?
It got a little mushy.
It got a little mushy. Yeah, it did. I felt some marshmallows. It really got a lot mushy. But no, that's true. And it's Jared again. That's something else that I agree with 100%. I don't think a lot of women understand how big respect is for men. I don't think they understand that.
No, they don't. In the era of the 30s, oh my God, like it's not understood at all.
Yeah, but that's because women ain't respecting themselves in the era of the 90s. You gotta respect yourself to even find a man that'll take you serious. Yeah. That's a lot of it too. Women ain't carry themselves in ways that a man will take you serious. Ain't no thing about nothing but
Yeah.
Having sex with you.
Because don't no man really want that woman walking around. It's a few, with a few marbles missing that might like it. But don't no man want their wife walking around, they girl, they whatever, walking around in tight clothes and wiggling around and your stomach out. You got, what I'm saying?
Credit to our women. Some of them can't help it. So, but you just still got to carry yourself in a way that is respectable.
Yeah, just be classy. Yeah. That's what a real man wants, is a classy woman. Somebody that he can be out in public with and he ain't got to worry about certain things. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised you say Miss Paula. I ain't going to
Well, Jared, here's the truth. The truth is just like you said, and this is what keeps me sane when my mom says things like, go back to your son's father. This is what keeps me sane in knowing all that I know and embodying all that I embody as a single woman. It's just not time yet.
Okay.
And I'm not willing to force it because I've invested so much into me that I'm not willing to force to try to make something work, because if the return isn't going to be as great as the investment that I've made into me, I'm okay being single.
I hear you. There's no settling for that.
I can't do it now. I can. I got. It's not that they're not knocking on the door, but it's like once I look through the people, they knocking. But once I look through the people, you're not it. I'm not opening the door. I just don't have that kind of time. I got a peephole that I look through, and it's like, nah, you trying to infiltrate. I'm good. I see you. You can't hide. They try to put their thumb over the peephole sometimes too, and try to fool me. But but it's the truth, and I just want. I know not only what I want, I know what I deserve. And I've gone through so much when it comes to relationships with men. I mean, to the point to where 15 or so years ago, I was in a relationship with a woman because I was so disenchanted with men. Like, I was just tired. I'm like, you know what? I'm just not doing this no more. And come to find out, they're humans. It's not just men. If that's the case, I may as well not date anybody, because women cheat too. Women lie. So it was like, that's why it's so crazy to me when I hear women say, I'm just going to go to the other side. For what? You just changing the gender of humans. It's the same thing. So that's how disenchanted I was. So coming from that, I'd rather stay single than to settle. Because once I say it and I'm in it, like I said, I give it everything that I have. And I'm not at a place to where I'm willing to pour that much into something that I don't think is going to work. So.
Yeah, I ain't even mad at you for that.
Yeah.
It's like if somebody ain't matching you, well, actually they got to be doing better than you. And if they're not, then what's the reason?
And that's the thing. I want to submit, and this is something that I need men to, I say to men as well. I want to submit, but submit means to be under. So that means if I'm going to be under you, then that means you got to be over me. You got to be over me in a whole lot of things so that I can be under you. I don't have a problem being under you. That's not a problem. I don't have a problem submitting. Just like I said earlier on in the show, I want the type of relationship to where if I'm going to be late, I want to call you out of respect, not out of obligation, like, oh, Lord, he going to be tripping when I get home. Out of respect, babe, traffic is really bad. I'm going to be like 30 minutes late, because I know you're waiting on me to get home. I want to have that level of respect for my husband to where I won't spend money without telling him I spent it. So that means that in order to submit, you can't be on the equal level with me, because you got to be above me in order for me to submit. Submit means to be beneath, to be under. And I'm okay with that, but you got to be above me in a lot of things for me to be able to submit to you. And I'm not just talking about money, because a lot of people think it's money, and it's definitely not money.
That's the only way it's going to work, because the man, he's going to go and cheat if he's not above you. He's going to find that. That's why they cheat. That's why men cheat. Because it's something that they're not getting at home, and you're not going to fully respect him if you can't fully submit to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so this queen just haven't found her king yet.
That's exactly what happened. And so, just wait, just be patient. It's coming. And if it don't come, that's how it's meant to be for you.
But it will. It's like nobody really is gonna like. And then I think that's too where men have like. I think that it's kind of sad, but they might see that life for black men is short. You better find you a girl and have some kids and and build some wealth while you can, because that's a shared situation. You know what I'm saying? That's going on. And for all the real men out there, I think they see that, they notice it, and they trying to find a queen. But it's just, you can't find a queen in the land of the thoughts, you know?
In the land of the thoughts. And, and I saw something the other day. Someone put, it said, a man does not want to go into the world and fight the world and have to come home and fight his woman.
Fact.
That's a fact.
Oh my God, you ain't gotta be like, oh my God. Oh my goodness.
This guy smuggled through the struggle down there.
Yeah. Because actually that's like one of our rules at Young Black and Married, How to Smuggle Through the Struggle, which is available at youngblackandmarried.net. But one of the rules that I put in for women is like, certain things, like I give you a 1 or 2. Like, don't give him that attitude, because like a lot of times we be having other stuff going on, we emotional, this and the third, and he don't have nothing to do with it. And just because you take it out on him, now he's feeling some type of way, now the vibe's just not right. You know what I'm saying? So it's just little stuff like we kind of got to be a man's comfort, not his headache. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So and most women that are argumentative because they don't know, they've never had to, how can I put it? They've never been in positive relationships with men. All the relationships that they've been in with men have been negative relationships, whether it be their brothers, their uncles, their fathers, whoever it is. The relationships have been negative. So now they degrade men because they've not seen real men. And so now they don't know how to handle a real man. And a real man is not going to take you talking to him any kind of way.
Yeah, true. But it goes hand in hand, too, like Jared was just saying. With the women too, yeah.
Sometimes if you ain't never had a good relationship with a woman, it's hard to trust women.
Because it's like, if you just been cheated on and, lost trust and women, then, you're always going to be weary or cautious of any relationship that you get in. And then that's just going to cause unwanted tension and friction, because it's like you feel like this towards me, but not for something that I did to you, like baggage.
And
all of that can be avoided when individuals start to date each other, is if they put everything on the table
from the jump.
Early in the relationship. It got to be the first date, but early in the relationship, put it all into everything.
Yeah, it's true. I believe in full disclosure. I'm going to say this little story, then I'm going to let you guys go. I remember years ago I was going to the gym, because I used to go to the gym as a stress reliever, and there was a guy that was in the gym, nice-looking guy, always dressed, always looked nice, because there was something about guys that had gym clothes on. I didn't like guys that came in there with cut-off jean shorts and just a regular. He had real gym clothes. Like, that was a turn-on. I know that might sound petty, but that was a turn on. That he had on the right gym sneakers, and he had a bag, and he had water and a towel. That means he was prepared. So, I used to watch him every now and then, and I realized he watched me. And after about 4 or 5 weeks, he finally said something to me. We exchanged phone numbers. We talked on the phone a few times. He was an accountant, drove a nice car, lived in a nice neighborhood. He was a single father. He was divorced, and he got custody of the kids. So we were supposed to go out on a date once, and he never called, he never texted, he never came, nothing. And the next day, I didn't hear from him. The day after that, he told me his son had an asthma attack, blah, 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 blah. So then he's like, I'm going to make it up to you, whatever. So then the next date was supposed to happen, and that one didn't happen. And so I said to him, I said, listen, I went off because I wasn't as composed as I am now. This was like 15 years ago. I was a mess. And so I went off, and I'm like, listen, I'm not going to tell y'all what I said, but I went off. And he said to me, you know what, here's what I'm going to do. You seem to be a really, really nice young lady, but where I am in my life right now, I need something really light. I need someone that can just come over, maybe eat dinner, spend the night, maybe be intimate every now and then, but I'm not looking for a commitment. And from the looks of this conversation, you're looking for more than I have to offer. So before I hurt you, I'd rather us just stop right here. I have so much respect for him, and I don't even remember his name.
It's a good dude.
Yeah.
I don't even remember his name, but the fact that he saw how broken and how vulnerable I was, and he didn't take advantage of that. Like he probably, because I know most guys, most of the women that are argumentative like that are broken women, and they're the ones that you can take advantage of any type of way. All of that rah rah rah, that's a front. That's a front for a little girl that's broken. That's insight. So he didn't see that as preying on me. He saw it as, you know what, I'm not going to hurt her because she already in a bad place. And I could just say, you know what, come over right now and let's just talk about it. And I can take advantage of it because I can tell she heated, but she really not heated. She really just want me. And I have so much respect for him. So when you say be honest up front, that's what it all takes. It takes full disclosure. When you know the relationship is going somewhere. Now, I'm not saying open up your heart to just any and everybody. If the relationship seems like it's going somewhere, listen, this is what I'm dealing with. Can you handle this? Can you deal with this? What are you looking for? So you've got to put all of this on the table. I got a crazy baby mama. You got to tell people this stuff.
Yeah, but and at the same time, I feel like too, you kind of just gotta be in a place where you ready for that. At the same time, like as far as like putting everything out on the table, you gotta be able to self things within yourself to say these are my flaws. This
Yes.
what it is. This what it ain't.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So a full disclosure, that's like the beginnings of a great relationship.
Yes, and it's true, and that's when it comes down to people, men and women, being true to themselves. First and foremost, to thine self, always remain true. You got to be true to you, and you got to say, this is some of the things that I deal with. You know, can you deal with these things? But in order to be able to offer full disclosure, you had to have accepted what your flaws are, and a lot of people haven't accepted their flaws.
And another thing I was going to mention, too, is because that, like how you said, he told you where he was up front with you. Some people will tell you what they up front with you, and you'll still chase the relationship. Or if you know the relationship is not going good, he's not coming home, he cheating, he doing this, he doing that. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to accept those things as well. Or if you know he already talking to somebody, or if he already got a girl, or you just feel like something ain't right with him, like he's not being upfront or her, then you know what I'm saying, you have to accept that too, because you can't chase after what don't truly want you.
And I thank God that I was strong enough to say thank you and just delete his phone number. Not I'm gonna make you want me. I'm gonna make you want me. You no, I'm not gonna make you want me. I'm gonna delete your number. And I'm
or settle and did what he wanted you to do.
Yeah.
And just been there, come over for dinner and we kick it sometimes, like
Netflix
you know,
and
like,
chill. That's what he wanted. It wasn't back then, but that's what it is now. So
now it's like Netflix and where that ring at.
yeah, so no, I knew that was not, even in my broken state, I knew that was not what I wanted. It was not the best thing for me. So I thank God for him and for guys that are honest like that. And I tell guys as well, when you meet a broken woman, if your love can't help mend her, leave her alone. Don't break her some more. Leave her alone and let her either find her fragmented pieces and put them together on her own, or let God send someone that's equipped to help her bring all those pieces together. But don't break her some more. Just leave her alone and let her stay in her little broken place.
Especially if she got kids, because Jared say that all the time.
Yeah, if she got kids, just leave her alone. If you got no intentions of marrying her, all you're doing is ruining the kids and hurting the next generation, and that's what we got.
Yeah, we never breaking the chain.
We're never gonna break the cycle.
Yeah, and the other thing for single women that have children, you know, we're gonna end this because we could talk about this all night. Stop introducing your children to all the men you date.
True.
All of them are not worthy of meeting your children. I remember I used to tell guys that when my children were young. I mean, my son's 26 now, and my daughter's 19. But they used to say, "I want to meet your kids." I'm like, for what? You don't need to meet my kids. For what? You don't need to meet them. They have fathers. You don't need to meet them. You've not even proven yourself to be someone that I would introduce to my children, because my children are my pride and joy. Like, and I don't want my son to see a different guy every other week, and I don't want my daughter to see a different guy every day of the week. So it's not a good thing. Single women need to learn, and maybe y'all should date men that have their own places. Maybe you could take the kids to your mom's house, let her watch them, and then you can go hang out with him. But don't invite them to the house and kids waking up to go to school and somebody in their kitchen frying eggs with drawers on. Don't do that. That ain't right.
Have a baby boy moment.
Have a baby boy moment, right? Just in here, just frying eggs with an apron on and nothing. No, that's not good. That's not good at all. Thank y'all so much for coming on again. And I want you all to give all of the information of all the website for the book, as well as the information about the mixer, and as well as all of your social media information where you can be reached.
We can be reached on all social media platforms at We Are the Jameses. For more information about our book, visit youngblackandmarried.net.
And for early bird tickets and vendor tickets and sponsorship opportunities, visit YMI Single 2000. I'm sorry. He's snapping at the same time. Mess me up. Okay. So to get your 2016, and some, you can just visit JamesandJamesLC.com that we are.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. Send me that flyer so I can post that. Oh, I have it, actually. I'll post it on my Instagram and on my Facebook. I have friends that live in Atlanta that may really want to go to that, and I'm sure it's going to be a great event. And I will have you guys back, and maybe we could talk about how the event went, and, you know, if you guys have any what's the word I want to use? Any happy endings, like somebody met and now they're engaged and they getting married, and it happened right there at the mixer.
Okay. Well, we got to keep you posted, and we appreciate you having us on your show again.
You're more than welcome. You're welcome, Jared. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I did. Listen, I'm on a crusade.